that means? That means that I'm about to read Twilight for the first time. Now you may be thinking, Jess, I thought you've already read Twilight. I've read the first one. I read Twilight about a year ago-ish. I thought it was real weird, but I've since watched the movies. And so we're gonna continue on with the rest of the Twilight series. So I will be reading Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. Yeah, these are some chunky books, so how I'm going to get through them all this week, I'm not sure, but it's going to be interesting. Especially rereading this one, because the first time I read it, I was like, this reads like a Wattpad book. It has a third act kidnapping, you know, which to me is like a big characteristic of so many popular Wattpad books. I want to see how it holds up now compared to when it was in its prime, you know, because I feel like sometimes book series, you don't enjoy them as much when you read them for the first time outside of like when it was first super popular. But you know, it's spooky season. I just think it'd be funny. Here we go. Reading the whole Twilight series for the first time. Let's go. Okay, so I started this book earlier today. I'm currently on page 104. No, I just read 90 pages on a 1 hour live stream. This book is just so strange. It's just so unhinged. See, and here's the thing. I have heard people say this before, that like the movies do not do the books justice. Because like I'm actually laughing at this, like because of like funny parts in the book. Not because like I'm laughing at it because it's nuts. No, page 16. Bella is talking with Eric and he says, "You don't look very tan." And she says, "My mother is part albino." And I don't know why that just made me laugh so much. Oh my gosh. I dog-eared this page and I don't remember. I don't remember why. Also, like, why is Bella me? She literally trips over everything. That's what I do. I mean, I am the one who sprained both of her ankles within a week last year. Literally just like walking down the sidewalk. Bella says, "What, are you speaking to me again?" And Edward says, "No, not really." Like, why did they try to make the movies so serious? Like, these books are not serious. They're not serious. But they tried to make the movies so serious that it like took all of the humor out of the story. In order to finish these books in a week, to have a week to edit this video before it goes up, I have to read 400 pages of this book tonight. It's currently 7 p.m. I don't think I'm gonna read another 300 pages today. I'm at page like 150 of this book, and I will say I think I'm enjoying it a lot more than I was the first time. Because like I said, I have read Twilight before, the first book, and I thought it was real weird. But I think I'm enjoying it more this time because, you know, I've seen the movies now, and so I can picture things in my head better. And I usually enjoy books a lot more when I can picture them in my head. Gosh. Relax. So I'm on page 320. I've decided this is going to be a spoiler reading vlog. I figure enough people have probably read these books or seen the movies that it probably doesn't matter if I spoil things. What part am I at? I can't even remember. Oh my gosh, the clip where I was giggling and dying laughing, that was when they went to the meadow and Edward was sparkling and I was literally dying. Oh, right. Bella's about to go meet the rest of Edward's family for the first time. Let's do some reading. I've kind of turned into a bit of a hermit since living here, and so I decided I'm gonna come outside and finish Twilight. I've got about 60 pages left. I've got about 60 pages left, and Bella has just run away to go find the hunter, so. I finished. This book is just so strange. And like I really just don't understand like the thinking of like Edward. Like I know Bella's like absolutely infatuated with him, obviously. But if I was Bella, I would get so annoyed at Edward. Like that he's always talking about how much he loves me and everything and how, but then like in every other turn he's like,
it's too dangerous for you to be with me. I should go.
Like, buddy, you need to make up your mind. Like, do you love me enough to control yourself and hang out with me? Or do you need to leave? Like, for having been alive for about 100 years at this point, he sure ain't acting like it. Really, Bella and Edward didn't really spend that much time together before they decided to become boyfriend and girlfriend. And like, I'm sure Charlie has like no idea what's going on because like one day his daughter is telling him she has a boyfriend. Then literally that same day, she's breaking up with her boyfriend, screaming, crying, and running back to Phoenix. And he's like, what? And then like a week later, she's like, I'm coming back to Forks. I'm sure he's like, what on earth is going on? But I'm excited to get more of Jacob because I'm sorry to say it. Other than like the very end, I think I'm a Jacob girly. Like from watching the movies. I am not team Jacob, okay? I don't think Jacob should be with Bella. I don't think Bella should be with Jacob, whatever. But I am a Jacob girly. Like if I was Bella, I would want to be with Jacob. Because at least Jacob has one line of thinking, whereas Edward, he can't seem to figure out what's happening. Now, time to start New Moon. Okay, so I started New Moon today. I'm about to get to they're literally on the way to the Cullens house for Bella's birthday party. So it is now Thursday night, almost Friday, and I still have 2 books to finish. So no, I have 1 book to start. No, I have 1 book to finish and 2 books to read the whole thing. I was hoping to be done with these books on Saturday. Okay, so I am at the part where Alice and Bella are about to get on the plane to go to Italy to stop Edward from being stupid. And like, honestly, everyone just needs to relax. Everyone just needs to calm down and just cool their jets. Like, everyone's freaking out over every little thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if you would just stop and like take a breath, you might actually like be able to save yourself from some of the nutty things that you're doing, okay? Everyone just needs to calm down. Everyone just needs to relax. Jacob needs to relax. Alice, she's fine. Bella needs to relax. Edward needs to relax. Everyone just needs to relax, okay? And everyone's just like so high strung all the time, and they're gonna die early deaths because of it. I'm 76% of the way through this book, so I'm going to stay here parked on this couch until I finish it. It's now 7:15 and I just finished reading New Moon. Everyone just needs to relax and calm down. Everything is not as big of a deal as they're liking to make it seem. Take a deep breath, have a Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry, okay? Okay, I'm about 20% of the way into Eclipse. And once again, everyone just needs to relax. It is not as serious as everybody's trying to make it seem. And like Jacob goes out of his way to insult the Cullens at every turn. And I'm like, boy, your life would be so much better and happier if you would just calm down and relax. They're getting on my nerves. Because heaven forbid the vampires and werewolves will work together to take down Victoria. But no, their egos and their pride get in the way. And they still have to be at odds with each other. And I'm like, realistically, in the time that the Cullens have been back in Forks, have they ever given you trouble? I don't think so. I have so many questions about why Stephanie Meyer wrote it so that werewolves could imprint on literal children. Like, that's weird. That's so weird. It's making me uncomfortable. Like, what? I'm just not sure. I'm wondering, like, now, like, how it would have changed the treatment of these books had they come out, like, now. Like, I feel like now if these books had come out, like, everyone would be in uproar about it. But since it came out like in the early 2010s, like people didn't really bat an eye about it. I'm at 60% of the way through Eclipse, and the werewolves and the vampires are about to team up to fight the newborns coming down from Seattle. I'm like, number one, first off, how did they not figure out that the person in the bedroom was also, the person who was in Bella's room was also associated with the newborns? Like, duh. And number two, Bella needs to just understand, Bella cannot seem to wrap her head around the fact that all of her friends are literally inhuman. And it's gonna take more effort, more force to harm them than if they were human. And so she's like, she's driving me crazy because she's like, oh my gosh, like, they're coming for me, like, I can go meet them and it'll be fine because, like, they'll have what they came for. And it's like, Bella, and I know that you know that they're gonna kill you. And I know that you don't care. Yet, then you get upset when your friends are like, no, we're gonna fight them and protect you. And she's like, oh my gosh, you know, like, you're gonna get hurt. And I'm like, Bella, I'm not comprehending what you're not understanding. Time to go read about Bella being a crybaby again. It's about 2:30. I'm gonna desperately try to see if I can't read if I can't finish Eclipse and read all of Breaking Dawn today. I finished reading Eclipse, and I haven't said it before, but I was thinking it the entire time I was reading Eclipse and New Moon, but like, how come they didn't get a height accurate Jacob in the movie? Because tell me why it took me reading the book to figure out this man was 6'7". Anyway, I'm not gonna finish Breaking Dawn today, so I'll have to finish tomorrow. But that's okay. These people in these books are so dumb. Like, why no one ever thought to give her blood? I don't know. Because they're all morons. These people are so stupid. So stupid. Like, are you kidding me? They're like, Carlisle's over here, like, I can't figure out what the fetus wants. It's like, dude, you're literally a vampire. This thing literally has a vampire for a father. And it never crossed your mind to give it blood? You're so stupid. I wouldn't want you as my doctor. I am a little bit over 50% of the way through the book. Bella and Edward are going hunting for their first time. Obviously Bella's a vampire now. Spoiler alert, don't know if you knew that, but Bella's a vampire. It's strange. It's so very strange. I was reading it on live today and I was just like, how did Stephanie Meyers' brain come up with this stuff? Like, it's weird. But I could say the same about Sarah J. Maas. And I don't think she's as weird as Stephanie Meyer. Is that mean? Maybe. Oh well. I watched a TikTok the other day talking about how it is canon in the books that the vampires are made out of actual stone. Like, they're made out of actual cement. I saw that, I think, while I was in the middle of reading Twilight, and it's all I've been able to think about since then. Here's what I don't understand, okay, about the whole werewolf imprinting on the child, literal child. Because, like, you tell me it's not romantic at first, you know, like, cause they're just like a protector, a big brother, you know, until they're like of age where that's like socially acceptable to like be romantic. I just read the Christmas scene and Jacob gave Renesmee his like tribe's equivalent of a promise ring. How are you looking me in the face and telling me that that's not romantic? I don't know. Maybe I am like remembering things wrong, but like I thought a promise ring was romantic. So like, Jacob, what are you doing giving a promise ring to a literal baby? And I cannot stop thinking about that TikTok talking about how in the books it is a fact that the vampires are made out of concrete. I think these books came out in the 2000s and like everyone loved it in the 2000s, but I honestly think that if these books came out in 2024, they would not hold up. They would not be as like talked about, as hyped up as they were when they originally came out. My new motto that has come about as a result of this book series is everyone just needs to relax. Everyone just needs to take a chill pill and like it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You just need to relax. This series, I don't even know what to say. I watched the movie of New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn before I read the books. So the ending of Breaking Dawn, I don't understand. I asked myself on my reading sprints yesterday, how many brain cells am I losing by trying to make Twilight make logical sense? Probably more than it's worth. And I'm not gonna lie, this series was a struggle to get through. Why is the first book this long? It's almost 500 pages. Why is it that long? And then Breaking Dawn was almost 800 pages. That's so many pages. It didn't need that many pages. It didn't need that many pages. It really didn't, okay? Overall, this was an interesting experience reading it for the first time now, like away from the hype and when everyone was like, oh my gosh, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? In the end, I think I'm Team neither, because they're both terrible. And they both made such idiotic decisions. I guess Edward was a little bit better by the end of the series, and Jacob got a little worse. I mean, Jacob just exhibited a lot of traits that were what he is, childish. Would I recommend reading this series if you haven't already? Probably not. Will I be watching the movies again? No. See, that is another reason why I literally just was watching this scene on TikTok, the final battle scene. This is why I really struggle with adaptations. The producers and the directors want to make their own mark on the movies, and they change big parts of the book. And I'm like, no, if people wanted to see your changes, they would watch your movies. People watch this movie because they want to see their favorite book come to life. They don't want to see you try and rewrite the story. And so the final battle scene in Breaking Dawn, the book version, was a bit anticlimactic and weird, but at the same time, the version in the movie just kind of had characters behaving out of character. In the books, like, Carlisle was so docile, and he would have never done what happened in the movie. Like, he would have never charged at the Volturi. So it's just like reading the books and like knowing how docile, how peaceful, how he went out of his way to not start anything with anybody. And then in the movie I'm just supposed to believe that like he started it. Anyway, that was me reading the Twilight series for the first time. It was a trip, that's for sure. Overall, I think I'm giving the series a 3 stars. The books were so long and so hard to get through, and I feel like I just never really got into them. Like, the only reason I was really reading them as fast as I was because I was like reading them for a video. I think if I had just like picked this up as like a mood reading thing, like I wouldn't have read them this fast. What is the significance of this apple? I don't know. Anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you have any ideas for super popular series from the early 2010s, late 2000s that you think I should read for the first time, because chances are I haven't read them. And subscribe to my channel for more bookish content in the future. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.